I stumbled upon something shocking in Carl Jung's work, something that changes everything we thought we knew about women and their psyche. You see, Jung wasn't just a psychologist. He was a pioneer who dared to dive deep into the complexities of the human mind. But what if I told you that many of his insights about women were overlooked or even misunderstood? Imagine a hidden truth that could reshape our understanding of relationships, identity, and even our own behavior. Think about this. Why do so many of us struggle to connect on a deeper level? Could it be that we've been ignoring vital clues left by one of the greatest minds of the 20th century? As I peel back the layers of Jung's theories, you'll start to see the patterns emerge, patterns that explain why certain dynamics flourish or falter. Have you ever felt like there's a wall between you and the women in your life? Or wondered why certain conversations always lead to misunderstandings? Hold that thought, because what comes next might just open your eyes. Buckle up, because we're about to unravel a truth that nobody, it seems, wanted to hear. The analytical psychology of Jung. You know, when I first stumbled upon Jung's analytical psychology, I was captivated by its depth and complexity. Jung delves into concepts that resonate with our very being, archetypes, the collective unconscious, and the significance of dreams. For instance, archetypes are these universal symbols that appear across cultures and time. They're like the building blocks of our psyche, shaping how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. The collective unconscious is another intriguing idea. It suggests that we all share a reservoir of experiences and memories, even if we're unaware of them. This idea made me reflect on how connected we all are, despite our individual differences. And then there's the importance of dreams. Jung believed dreams are not just random images that our minds conjure up at night. Rather, they are profound messages from our unconscious. I remember a dream I had once, filled with vivid symbols that, when analyzed, revealed fears and desires I hadn't acknowledged. Jung's approach encourages us to engage with our dreams, to decode their meanings, and to embrace the insights they provide. It's a fascinating journey of self-discovery that I think everyone should embark upon. The anima and the animus. Now, let's talk about the anima and animus. Jung proposed that every man carries an inner feminine aspect, known as the anima, while every woman embodies an inner masculine aspect, the animus. This concept really shakes up the traditional gender roles we often encounter. I've found that understanding these aspects of ourselves can drastically improve our interpersonal relationships. For instance, when I tap into my anima, I become more empathetic and open to expressing emotions, qualities often stereotypically viewed as feminine. This interplay between the anima and animus can lead to a richer understanding of the opposite sex. When I acknowledge my anima, I find it easier to appreciate the complexities of women, and vice versa. Jung argued that a well-integrated anima can lead to healthier relationships, while neglecting it might result in projections and misunderstandings. It's a delicate dance, and I've learned that fostering a relationship with these inner aspects can lead to personal growth and more fulfilling connections with others. The shadow and femininity. Then there's the concept of the shadow. This part of Jung's theory explores the repressed aspects of our psyche, those traits we don't want to acknowledge. For women, the shadow can often be tied to societal expectations of femininity. I've noticed that many women struggle with the pressure to conform to certain ideals, like being nurturing or submissive, which can lead to a denial of their more assertive or aggressive traits. Embracing the shadow, I believe, can be liberating. It allows women to integrate these denied aspects of themselves, promoting authenticity. When I think about femininity and the shadow, I see the potential for empowerment. Women can redefine what it means to be feminine by acknowledging their full range of emotions and characteristics. This journey to embrace the shadow can be challenging, but it ultimately leads to a more authentic self. I admire the courage it takes for women to confront these hidden parts of their psyche and to challenge societal norms that attempt to confine them. The role of women in mythology and archetypes. Jung's exploration of women in mythology is another rich topic. He argued that representations of women in myths and archetypes significantly influence how society perceives femininity. I find it fascinating how figures like the goddess or the femme fatale embody different aspects of female experience. These archetypes shape not only cultural narratives, but also individual identities. The impact of these representations can be profound, creating expectations that women often feel pressured to meet. Reflecting on mythological figures, I've come to appreciate how they can inspire women to reclaim their power. For instance, the warrior goddess archetype encourages strength and independence, while the nurturing mother archetype promotes compassion. However, these archetypes can also be limiting. Women may feel torn between different roles, striving to embody multiple facets of femininity. Understanding these archetypal influences can help women navigate their identities and challenge societal expectations, allowing for a more nuanced expression of self. In the end, discussing Jung's theories on women opens up a dialogue about identity and cultural narratives. Whether it's through exploring the anima and animus, embracing the shadow, or analyzing mythological representations, I've found that these concepts encourage a deeper understanding of the complexities of femininity. Jung's work remains relevant today, inviting us to explore our inner worlds and the societal structures that shape our experiences. Jung and female sexuality. When it comes to Jung's perspective on female sexuality, things can get a bit murky. Jung was certainly not one to shy away from discussing the complexities of human desire, but his views on women were often shaped by the cultural norms of his time. He recognized that female sexuality is multifaceted, yet his theories sometimes fell short of capturing the full spectrum of women's experiences. For instance, he referred to the anima as a guiding force for men to understand the feminine within themselves, but this framework can inadvertently pigeonhole women into a narrow definition of their sexuality. It's also interesting to note how Jung's thoughts on female sexuality were often overshadowed by his focus on the anima and animus. While these concepts are valuable, they can dilute the conversation about women's sexual autonomy. Jung seemed to acknowledge the existence of a powerful feminine energy, but his interpretations often left little room for the chaotic, messy nature of female desire. This is where many modern feminists take issue. They argue that Jung's framework doesn't adequately reflect the autonomy and individuality that women crave in their sexual lives. Moreover, Jung's ideas were sometimes interpreted as being prescriptive rather than descriptive. This can lead to a misunderstanding of female sexuality, as it imposes a lens through which women are expected to view themselves. Feminists argue that such a perspective can be limiting because it often overlooks the unique and personal narratives that women possess. For many, Jung's theories might feel more like a set of guidelines rather than a celebration of their complexities. Interestingly, while Jung's work laid the groundwork for some conversations around female sexuality, it also raised more questions than answers. How do we reconcile his insights with the modern understanding of female desire? This is a critical question for today's scholars and practitioners, as they sift through his writings to extract relevant ideas while discarding outdated notions that don't serve contemporary women. In a world where female sexuality is finally gaining the attention it deserves, Jung's work serves as both a stepping stone and a stumbling block. His ideas can provide valuable insights, but it's essential to approach them critically, recognizing their limitations and the cultural context in which they were conceived. The influence of Jung on gender issues. Jung's impact on contemporary gender discussions is both profound and complicated. He introduced concepts that transcended traditional binary views of gender, offering a more nuanced understanding of the psyche. His notions of anima and animus serve as early explorations of gender fluidity, suggesting that we all possess both masculine and feminine aspects within us. This idea has gained traction in modern discussions about gender identity and expression, as people increasingly recognize that gender is not strictly binary. However, while Jung's contributions opened the door for more inclusive conversations, they also have their pitfalls. Some of his ideas have been co-opted in ways that reinforce stereotypes rather than dismantle them. For instance, his description of the anima as a passive, nurturing force can be problematic when used to justify traditional gender roles. These interpretations can hinder progress in achieving true gender equality, as they risk confining individuals to outdated archetypes. Additionally, Jung's work has inspired a wide range of interpretations, from feminist readings that seek to reclaim his ideas to critiques that focus on their limitations. This spectrum of viewpoints reflects the complexity of Jung's influence on gender issues. While some scholars find value in his exploration of the feminine psyche, others argue that his theories often fall short in addressing the lived realities of women and marginalized genders. The relationship between Jung's theories and the feminist movement is particularly interesting. Early feminist thinkers engaged with his ideas, finding both inspiration and frustration in his work. They appreciated his focus on the unconscious but criticized his tendency to generalize women's experiences. This ongoing dialogue between Jung's theories and feminist critiques continues to shape contemporary discussions about gender and psychology. Ultimately, Jung's legacy in the realm of gender issues serves as a reminder of the importance of critical engagement. As we explore his work, we must navigate the fine line between appreciating the depth of his ideas and recognizing their limitations in our quest for a more equitable understanding of gender. Interpretation of female dreams. When we dive into the interpretation of female dreams through a Jungian lens, we enter a rich landscape filled with symbols and hidden meanings. Jung believed that dreams are a window into the unconscious, revealing truths that our waking minds may overlook. For women, this can be especially significant, as dreams often reflect their unique experiences and struggles in a society that can be dismissive of their inner lives. Jung argued that dreams serve as a means of communication between the conscious and the unconscious mind. He maintained that women, in particular, can tap into a wealth of insights when they pay attention to their dreams. This is where the feminine aspect of the psyche comes into play. Dreams often convey messages about identity, relationships, and societal expectations that are deeply woven into the fabric of a woman's life. Thus, interpreting these dreams can become a powerful tool for self-discovery and empowerment. Moreover, Jung emphasized the importance of personal symbolism in dream interpretation. He believed that while certain symbols might carry universal meanings, each individual has a unique relationship with those symbols based on their life experiences. For women, this means that their dreams may reflect deeply personal struggles with femininity, ambition, love, and societal pressures. By engaging with their dreams, women can unlock layers of meaning that are often suppressed in their waking lives. However, the interpretation of female dreams also raises questions about the broader societal context. For instance, how do cultural narratives shape the dreams women have? Are their dreams influenced by the expectations and fears imposed on them by society? Jung's approach encourages women to explore these dimensions, thereby fostering a deeper understanding of how their dreams can serve as a reflection of both personal and collective experiences. In a world that often marginalizes women's voices, dream interpretation becomes a sacred act of reclaiming agency. By delving into the depths of their subconscious, women can uncover hidden truths and confront the challenges they face. Jung's insights into the significance of dreams can empower women to navigate their realities with greater clarity and confidence, transforming what might seem like mere nighttime stories into powerful narratives of self-discovery. Frakur, critiques of Jung's perspective on women. When you dive into Carl Jung's writings, you can't help but notice that his views on women have sparked quite a debate over the years. Some critics, particularly from the feminist camp, argue that his theories reflect a patriarchal bias. They point out that while Jung was fascinated by the complexities of the female psyche, he often framed women through a lens that seemed to prioritize traditional gender roles. The idea of the anima, for instance, is seen by some as a way to pigeonhole women into archetypal roles, which can be limiting and reductive. It raises the question, can we really understand women solely through these archetypes? Or does that risk simplifying their lived experiences? Moreover, Jung's notion of femininity often intertwines with ideas of motherhood and nurturing, which some argue reinforces stereotypes. Critics contend that such views can be detrimental, as they may lead society to overlook the multifaceted nature of women. In contemporary discussions about gender, it's essential to recognize that women are not monolithic beings shaped solely by archetypes or societal expectations. This critique is crucial when evaluating Jung's legacy. Do his theories empower women, or do they restrict and define them narrowly? Another area of concern is Jung's approach to women's sexuality. His writings sometimes reflect a misunderstanding of female desire and identity, leading to interpretations that some modern feminists find problematic. Critics argue that Jung's theories can inadvertently perpetuate an outdated view of women's roles in relationships. As we explore these critiques, it becomes evident that while Jung was groundbreaking in many ways, he was also a product of his time. This duality complicates how we view his contributions to psychology today. It's also worth noting that Jung himself was not immune to the influence of the women in his life. His relationships with female figures, from his mother to his patients, played a significant role in shaping his perspectives. However, some critics suggest that this personal lens may have tinted his theories, creating a framework that lacks objectivity. It begs the question of whether Jung's insights can be fully separated from his personal experiences and biases, especially regarding women. In reflecting on these critiques, it's clear that Jung opened many doors to understanding the complexities of the human psyche, yet he also left some significant gaps. His work invites ongoing dialogue about the role of women in psychology and the importance of evolving beyond traditional frameworks. As we continue to unpack Jung's theories, it's crucial to approach them with a critical eye, recognizing both their contributions and limitations. Tucker. Women in Jung's life. Jung's relationships with women were as intricate as his theories. His mother, a deeply religious woman, had a profound impact on his understanding of femininity. She embodied many of the archetypes Jung later described, and her influence shaped much of his early thought. As a child, Jung was often caught between the expectations of masculinity and the nurturing qualities he observed in his mother. This dynamic undoubtedly informed his later theories about the anima and the feminine aspect of the psyche. As Jung grew older, his professional relationships with female patients were equally influential. Many of these women were pivotal in his development as a psychologist. They brought their own experiences and insights into therapy, challenging and expanding his understanding of the female psyche. It's fascinating to consider how these interactions may have enriched his theories, providing a more nuanced view of women than what might be inferred from his writings alone. Yet, this also raises questions about his ability to remain objective in his work, when so much of it was influenced by personal relationships. One of the most notable figures in Jung's life was Sabine Spielrein, one of his patients who later became a psychologist herself. Their complex relationship has been the subject of much analysis, as it highlights the tension between professional boundaries and personal feelings. Jung's interactions with Spielrein not only influenced his theories, but also showcased the potential for collaboration between men and women in the field of psychology. However, their relationship also reflects the challenges of navigating power dynamics, particularly in a time when women were often marginalized in academia. In examining these relationships, we see a man deeply influenced by the women around him, yet simultaneously struggling with the limitations of his own understanding. While Jung's theories may have offered valuable insights, they also reveal a man grappling with the complexities of gender and the feminine experience. This duality makes it essential to consider the context of his relationships as we analyze his contributions to psychology. Ultimately, Jung's life was interwoven with the narratives of the women he interacted with, and these connections undoubtedly shaped his theories. As we reflect on his work, it's important to recognize the contributions of these women and consider how their experiences informed Jung's understanding of femininity. Their voices and perspectives are crucial in the ongoing conversation about gender in psychology, reminding us that the study of the psyche is as much about collaboration as it is about individual insight. The current relevance of Jung's ideas on women. Despite the criticisms and controversies surrounding Jung's views on women, his ideas remain relevant in contemporary discussions about feminism and psychology. In an age where gender roles are increasingly fluid, Jung's exploration of the anima and animus provides a framework for understanding the complexities of gender identity. Many people today find value in Jung's emphasis on integrating the masculine and feminine aspects of the self, regardless of biological sex. This integration can lead to a more holistic understanding of one's identity and experience. Moreover, Jung's acknowledgement of the unconscious and the importance of dreams has found a renewed interest in modern therapeutic practices. For women, exploring dreams can be a powerful tool for self-discovery and empowerment. Jung believed that dreams could reveal aspects of the psyche that are often hidden, and this idea resonates with many people seeking to understand their inner worlds. In this sense, Jung's work serves as a bridge between traditional psychological theories and contemporary feminist practices that prioritize self-exploration and expression. Additionally, as we continue to grapple with issues of gender equality, Jung's insights into the feminine experience provide a valuable lens through which we can examine societal expectations. His exploration of archetypes allows us to critique and redefine the narratives surrounding femininity. In a world where women are increasingly challenging traditional roles, Jung's work encourages us to rethink what it means to be female in both personal and societal contexts. However, it's essential to approach Jung's theories with a critical eye, recognizing that they are not without flaws. The evolution of feminist psychology has introduced new perspectives that can complement and challenge Jung's ideas. By integrating these contemporary viewpoints with Jung's foundational concepts, we can create a more nuanced understanding of the female experience, one that acknowledges both the richness of the past and the complexities of the present. Ultimately, Jung's contributions to psychology continue to provoke thought and inspire dialogue. His ideas about women, while rooted in a different era, can still inform our understanding of gender and identity today. As we navigate the complexities of gender in a rapidly changing world, Jung's work serves as a starting point for deeper exploration and discussion, reminding us that the journey toward understanding the female psyche is ongoing and ever-evolving. As we dive deeper into Jung's insights, it's clear that many women have been overlooked in the narrative of his theories. Think about it. How often are we quick to dismiss the voices that challenge the status quo? Jung believed that understanding the feminine psyche is essential for personal growth and societal evolution. So why are we still struggling to listen? Let's reflect on his pivotal ideas. How can we apply them today? Imagine if we truly embraced the balance of the masculine and feminine within ourselves. What would that look like in our relationships, our careers, and our communities? And here's a thought. Are we ready to challenge our own biases and preconceived notions? Because the truth is, ignoring these voices only holds us back. I want to hear from you. Have you felt the influence of these overlooked perspectives in your life? How do you think we can create a world that values all voices equally? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's spark a conversation that goes beyond the screen. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Together, we can explore these truths and uncover even more about the complexities of human nature. Keep questioning, keep exploring,